Let's talk about drugs. I had a younger brother who was a junkie who died at a young age. When I talk to these young kids in high school or college about drugs, I said, yo, man, it ain't a matter if, it's a matter of when. You know, it broke my mom's heart. It broke my heart for a long time. I said, yo, man, I don't understand why you got to do drugs. I just don't get it. And I almost did cocaine one time because, you know, I had put my brother in a bunch of rehabs and I was like, what's the up with this? And I talked to one of my boys. I says, yo, man, I want you to get me some cocaine. He says, Charles, you nuts. I says, man, my brother, he gonna die at some point. And I ain't never had something so strong that I would give up the NBA or my money saying, you know, I gotta do drugs.
And he knows it's killing him, but he can't stop doing it.
John Lucas, who's a great, great man, he said, Chuck, I'm gonna tell you something about a junkie. He says, if I put $1 million on this table cash and a pile of cocaine over there, or crack or whatever you want to say, a junkie would not say, man, I can buy a lot of cocaine with that money. He gonna go right for that pile over there.
Wow.
And my brother died, I think he was 40 when he died. He got his life together. But he had done so much damage to his body. Right. And it just gave out. And when I talk to these kids, I say, yo, man, it ain't a matter if, it's just a matter of when. If you doing this drug thing, it's somebody in your family gonna get a call one night that it's over. Mm-hmm. And that, I felt so bad for my mom because she never got over it.
Wow.
Never got over it.
Right. You come out, the NBA, the 1994 draft. Now, 84 draft. The 84 draft, Michael Jordan, John Stockton, Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon. The first three were Hall of Fame. Olajuwon with I think he went first.
Yes.
Jordan went third. Sam Bowie went second. Y'all had Hall of Famers. The 85 draft, Karl Malone, Patrick Ewing, Chris Mullins, Charles Oakley, Joe Dumars. 87, David Robinson, Reggie Miller, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, Mark Jackson, Muggsy Bogues. 96 draft, Kobe, Ray Allen, Steve Nash, Allen Iverson, Stephon Marbury, Derek Fisher. And obviously the 2003 draft. Yeah. LeBron, D. Wade, Chris Bosh, Melo. All Hall of Fame. What's the best draft?
Well, I don't know if you can say who's the best draft. You know, I give you an example why I say that. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Dan Marino, they're in the conversation of the greatest quarterbacks ever. And Pat Mahomes is ascending.
Yeah.
Those guys ain't never gonna be near the record books in 5 to 10 years. And they're some of the best
to ever
do it. The games have changed, the rules have changed. Doesn't make better or worse, it's just different.
Should we consider that when we're talking about greatness because of the rule change in football?
I think you have to. Like, I don't care who, think about this. There's probably gonna be 10 quarterbacks in the next 5 years that's gonna shatter all the records. And they're gonna be one third the player Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning. Mm-hmm. Those guys gonna be, they probably won't, think about it, in 10, 15 years, not probably won't even be that long, they won't even be in the top 10 yardages and touchdown passes because the rules have changed.
Right.
And it's obviously just, now number one, they're gonna pass it.
Yeah.
A lot more, but also defense is a handicap right now also. So all the players you mentioned are great, but it is just a lot easier to play basketball. Because I tell people, Michael, when you played them boys from the Pistons, we used to always say, call your family, tell them you love them and goodbye. Because there was a chance you wasn't gonna make it out. They were trying to hurt people. They had 6 guys who used their fouls. You know what's so crazy? When I was watching that the documentary, The Last Dance, some of those fouls will get you suspended for 10 games today.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. And they were just one foul back then.
Yeah, Bill Lambier would have been out of the league for at least 30 games. Because he was deliberate with his. Yes. Ain't no hiding or nothing.
The same thing with Mahorn, John Sally, Dennis Rodman. I mean, think about it. You go back and cause Lambeer, all the guys. So the rules have changed. They're not, like I say, I don't ever say things are better.
Right.
But all these guys are great. And I was blessed to play in a generation, because the two most important figures in NBA history were Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Right.
If it wasn't for those two guys, and Reese had something to do with that.
Yes.
Reese had something to do with that.
Drew a line.
It drew a line.
Black.
But it's still the best thing ever happened to the NBA.
It is.
Because before then, the average salary then was $200,000. When Magic and Bird came in, because first of all, it was too black, too thuggish, too drug infest, and we were tape delayed.
People don't realize that.
They don't even know that.
The NBA Finals was on tape delay.
And Shannon, you got one game a week on Sunday.
You did. I remember it.
You got one game a week on Sunday. And people now, you can watch a game 7 days a week. We own
all the games.
All the games. I said, no, you don't understand. This how, and like I say, it was a long time ago, but think about it. The finals were tape delayed. Mm-hmm. And there was only one game on Sunday. And the average salary was $200,000. The average salary now is $10 million. We got, what's going to be crazy, we got 3 NBA players, I think, 3 or 4, making $60 million a year. Mm-hmm. In the next 5 years, we're going to have guys making 70, 80, 90
Luka will probably be first.
It's going to be crazy.
80 a year, Chuck.
Yeah, 80 a year to play basketball.
Good.
And what's crazy, Shannon, this is how old I am. I remember vividly me, Doc, Moses, Bobby Johnson, Andrew Toney, we were in the locker room one day, and it broke that Magic Johnson had been the first NBA player to make $1 million. We were walking around high-fiving each other. We could not believe that an NBA player made $1 million.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm with Doc and Moses now, who are all-time greats. They're high-fiving each other. They're like, we can't believe an NBA player making $1 million. That's how crazy it was thinking about money back in the day.
Wow. It says it was reported that you didn't want to go to Philly so bad that in a 48-hour span, you ate 2 Denny Grand Slam breakfasts, 6 pancakes, bacon, totaling about 1,600 calories, a vanilla milkshake, Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, half the menu at Red Lobster, two McDonald's fish fillets, large fries. I don't know why the hell you had a Diet Coke.
To wash it down.
2 Texas-sized barbecue sandwiches, a T-bone steak, baked potato, 3 desserts, repeated it for the next day, gained 20 pounds, also while drinking. What the hell? You could have killed yourself. You could have went to a food coma.
I could have been poor too. No, so they had a really hard cap.
Right.
So I'm with my agent. So I you do your visits.
Yeah.
The owner of the 76ers says, put me on the scale. I'm weighing about 295. This is about a month before the draft. He says, we're concerned about your weight. I says, well, I'm gonna get in shape. I think but whatever, blah, blah, blah. He says, we want you to lose 10 pounds. We want you to come in the day the draft, stop in Philly on your way to New York for the draft. So I go train for a month down in Houston. I think at the time I'm weighing about 282, 283, somewhere in there.
I don't know if that's gonna happen in a month, Chuck.
No, I got down. It was only like 12 pounds.
Okay. He wanted you to get to 280. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You 282.
He says we want you to get to 285.
Okay.
So I go down to Houston and train for a month, and I'm like 282, and we get on the scale. He says, "Now, Chuck, we have a problem." I said, "What's the problem?" He says, "Well, the Sixers are they're at the cap. They can only give you a 1-year deal for $75,000." I said, I didn't leave college for $75,000. Are y'all crazy? He says, well, I don't know what to tell you. He says, Sixers want to take you. I said, I don't want to. I said, I didn't leave college for 1 year for $75,000. What if I get hurt?
Right.
I'm trying to take care of my family, set my family up for life.
Yeah.
He says, well, if the Sixers draft you, you're going to have to sign a 1-year deal for $75,000. I said, what can we do? He says, well, we're stopping in Philly on the way to New York. Man, we went right to Denny's. I got a Grand Slam. I canceled workouts for the next 2 days. I got me a Grand Slam. Then we went out, I got me some shakes. Went to a big steakhouse the night before, got me the big T-bone, got me some fries, got me a big old piece of cake. Did the same thing the next day. I get back to Philly, we stop. I'm 298. The owner team called me, what the? And me and my agents looked at each other like, whew, thank God we dodged a bullet. And if you go back and look at my face and out of the draft, and that sweet burgundy suit, I might add. Man, when they said with the number 5 pick, the 76 select Charles Barkley, the look on my face, I'm in shock. And I'm thinking, damn, I left college for $75,000. I gotta be the biggest fool in the world. And so we go down to Philly, and he says, you know, go to the summer league. And I said, well, I got no choice. So I go to summer league, and I start just whooping. I was like, I got this. And he says, okay, we're gonna trade some players, because we're not gonna make you sign a 1-year deal. And they traded Franklin Edwards and I think Mark Iavaroni. And my first deal was 4 years, $2 million.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because you know we like to do something before 2 something.